Hey everyone, and welcome to the Afterthoughts with Agnes. Today we are talking about the whole idea, this whole notion between passion and purpose. So a lot of people think that all you need is passion, right? We hear a lot of talk about passion is what drives us, is what's going to get you there. And after pursuing passion a few times, I would say that it might not be enough just to follow your passion. I think passion gets us started. Maybe you have this great idea and you're really excited about it. So it brings up all these emotions, and that emotion can get you running. You have those nights where you wake up in the middle of the night so excited about your idea that you're brain dumping everything and organizing your thoughts. And I think that's passion. That's the excitement. And I think purpose is what keeps us going when the passion kind of runs out. And I think that the internet has those two things confused. They would have us to believe that they are interchangeable, and I don't think that that's the case. If you scroll long enough, you'll see video after video telling you need to chase your passion. It's all about chasing your passions. And I would challenge that thought. And I would say, really, we need to dig deep to focus on our purpose, because that's really what's going to keep you moving forward and going. So again, passion is this really strong feeling of excitement and enthusiasm. It's the thing that makes you want to get up in the middle of the night. It's the thing that makes you just press the gas on the ideas that you have. Purpose is your mission statement. It is the thing that keeps you grounded. It is the thing that when you're frustrated or things aren't moving in the way that you want them to, that it helps you propel forward no matter the situation. So a lot of people struggle with really defining that for themselves. And it's a dangerous space to be in when you don't really define what that mission statement is as far as your purpose. So what happens when the passion runs out and you don't have a mission statement or purpose? And I can tell you from personal experience, I have pursued passion many times over. I would say from a professional standpoint, I started my career in the mental health space. It was a passion. It was something that I was excited about. It is something that I wanted to learn about. But then when I peeled back the layers of it, I would say when it came down to actually sitting still and wanting to do that forever, it didn't feel like that was my purpose. So I spent many years, lots of dollars, 2 degrees on pursuing a passion. And not to say that it hasn't been helpful. It has been extremely helpful in just the knowledge that I've acquired. And I do use those elements to support the people that I work with. And so by no means was it a waste. I think my purpose was so much greater than that. And that I was trying to box it into that just small little component. And our lives can be so much bigger than our passions. If I pursued every passion that I have, I would be a rapper. And I don't think you guys want to hear my rendition of Jeezy's Trap Star. I don't think that that's up for debate. I don't think people want to see that side of me, even though it is a passion. And then the other thing of that is every passion is not meant to be pursued as a career or as a business. And a lot of times we have been trained in this specific generation that you pursue your passion, which means you pursue a degree in something you're passionate about, or a trade in something you're passionate about, and you're supposed to utilize that to monetize it. However, there are some passions that aren't meant to be pursued in that way. You could be an artist, and that doesn't mean you have to sell your art. You could literally just enjoy it. We need to start to decipher what that looks like for us personally, that every passion doesn't equate to monetization. It could open doors for you, absolutely, but that doesn't mean that you have to pursue it as a career. Other thing that we have to keep in mind is that purpose was assigned to you before you got here. And it is our job to dig deep within to really uncover what that is. Again, we have to find a delicate balance between what are the things that light me up, passion, and how is that driving me to my purpose, versus some people will, again, use the words interchangeably, where you think your passion is your purpose. But I'm willing to go out on a bet and say that passion is what drives us to purpose. It helps us uncover who we really are. It helps us have a better understanding of the things that we love, the things that we don't. It's the thing that, without you really trying to, will help you bump into your purpose if you're not quite sure of what that is. It's important that we spend some time really understanding what our passions are. For example, you can be passionate about politics. I can tell you, if you catch me in the right space, I can go on rants about my beliefs and stance on politics and how things are moving. But that doesn't mean that I personally am supposed to be in politics. But it does say a lot about what internally is knocking and moving for me. And that for me is I care about people. I care about people's well-being. I care about justice. Those are things that are core beliefs for me. So those are things that I'm passionate about. And since I'm passionate about those things, they drive me to my purpose, which means a lot of the work that I do or that I desire to do has somewhat of a foundation in those things. Our passions open our eyes to see what is it that I feel I should be doing in this lifetime. The moment we start to really get a better picture for that, we'll start to realize that not every passion has to be pursued to make money. And I think that's the other thing, and really my biggest thing when it comes to passion and purpose. I hate to see people pursue a passion and then be upset or feel slighted in some way because the passion did not monetize. And I have seen this time and time again. I've worked with clients who are extremely excited about starting something, whether it be a blog, a coaching business, whatever it is. And for them to start it and put extreme amount of time and energy and work behind it and it not turn into something that makes them a lot of money discourages them. And then next thing they're throwing that passion away because it didn't turn into a huge moneymaker. And the truth is, not every passion is worth pursuing as a business. Business, there's supply and demand, and not every passion fits into that category. And it is, for me, I would say very disheartening to see that happen across the board for people. Just because it didn't make money does not mean it's not something you should be doing. You could offer coaching services to help the youth and make a huge impact and difference and not get paid for it. You could create art and share it with the world and not make a dime and somehow change somebody's view on something and or help them see things from a different perspective or influence them to do their own thing. There's so much power in sharing those passions. It's just sad to see that a lot of people don't lean into it and allow it to do what it's supposed to do. Let it manifest itself, and it's still somehow associated with your greater purpose. Some people think that purpose automatically means when I'm in the flow and I'm operating on purpose that everything's in order, no obstacles. And I would say that when you're operating on purpose, you're probably going to experience some of the biggest hardships because you have a lot of influence when you're operating on purpose. Again, these are afterthoughts. These are things that I have learned and experienced and seen with clients after the fact. These are things that I wish somebody would have told me. Girl, just because you're passionate about it does not mean that you need to spend $50,000 on it and expect to get a high ROI. Let it go. And I think that we have to learn to be comfortable with some passions. They're not meant to be monetized. And some passions are truly in place to guide you to purpose, to put you in the position to do the thing that you're really supposed to do. I would go on record to say that it has everything that I have pursued from that was a passion of mine has drove me to a place where I feel so in tune with who I am as a person that I highly recommend it for anybody. I don't regret any passion that I've ever pursued. By no means do I regret it. But I do wish somebody would have told me so I could have my expectations in place. So this is me so that hopefully you put your expectations in order. With that, if it's something that you have been struggling with, so over on my newsletter at Afterthoughts with Agnes on Substack, I do have some journal prompts there. There are 4 questions I would highly encourage you to look at that will help you just get a better understanding. Are you pursuing your passion or are you operating on purpose? The clearer we are on where we stand in those things, it helps us align ourselves and adjust our actions accordingly so that 1, we're not disappointed, and 2, we're intentionally making adjustments to how we're moving in the world. I love to see people really moving on purpose. There's nothing like it when you see somebody that is thriving on purpose. And so this is me sharing that insight with you, hoping that it helps you along your journey. So with that, I would highly suggest you go over to the Substack link. It will be in the notes so feel free to check it out, and I'll see you in the next episode.